Welcome everybody to my channel, and today people we are going to be talking about a very sensitive and scary topic for me. But before that, make sure you click the like button and smash the subscribe button. Hey, because I talk about things like this and also personal mental health growth. And if you like all these things, you're in the right channel. So join our community so we can do more. Now, let's get on with the story. Okay, I know you've seen the thumbnail, so before you go and start canceling me, please stick until the end and you will see what are my opinions and what is my point of views, and tell me in the comment section whether I'm right or I'm wrong or what is your opinion on this. Now, why am I bringing this up now? So just a few days ago, I was scrolling through Facebook, like I always do, and I saw a post. It was literally just a screenshot of a post on another social media that was then posted on Facebook. And the post was actually, why are men not stopping for women who have a flat tire at the side of the road? What happened to all the gentlemen? Now, when I read that, I was like, okay, whatever about this post. But then I decided to do something that I know a lot of people will be saying, don't do it, Alvin, which is I went into the comment section. Now, a majority of what was written in the comment section was, well, majority by men. There were some women there who left comments. And so that is what this whole video is about today. Now, for me to start, I need to rewind to the early 1900s. So, zoop, let's go. So, feminism actually started really, really early in the early 19th, in the early 20th century, actually. And it was actually split into three waves. The first wave is the main one where the women who came out were fighting for equal rights. One of the biggest thing was actually suffrage, which is the right to vote and the right to be represented in their government, which I think was a very, very big deal in those days. And I believe that is something that should be given to women. It shouldn't have been an issue, but it was. What I can see is that they were treated really, really badly. Women were treated really, really badly in the early years, like we're talking about 300 to 300 years ago. So this feminism movement was actually really necessary. They were fighting for a lot of equal rights with men. So equal pay, equal job opportunity, the right to even drive, right? So this whole movement was a really, really powerful movement. And I've been reading up about it, just preparing for this video, and I'm looking at the woman and what they did. And I can stand here and say that I would never want to be in their way. Because these women were independent, strong women whom I would rather be on their side than against them. Now, looking at what happened after that, yes, things started to get better, and a lot of their what they were fighting for, they got. Of course, it took time. It took many, many years. Men can be very slow when it comes to these kind of things. I will definitely say that. But from then till now, from the first wave to the second wave, and we're technically in the third wave, as what they were saying, things have improved. Now, let's move on to the next movement, which is going to be part of this whole story. Now, in 2006, an activist called Tarana Burke actually started this whole Me Too movement. It was only in 2017 where it really blew up. And it was when Alyssa Milano, she commented on, or she did a post and she hashtagged the Me Too movement. Now, I'm sure all of you know what the Me Too movement is, but very, very short talking about it is just basically it is to support the victims of sexual violence, especially young women of color. The great thing about the Me Too movement is that it actually gave a lot of victims, who are majority women, it gave them a voice against this big multi-billionaires who were doing really bad things to women, and these billionaires thought they were untouchable. And of course, the big one we all know about is, well, Harvey Weinstein. That's what I think the core of the Me Too movement was. It gave these victims a voice, and it showed the women who are affected by all this violence that you are not alone. And that is amazing work. Back to the story. Why am I linking these two movements to this story? Well, looking back, the amount of progress that has been made by all these amazing women is undeniably there. We can see it till today. However, in this movement, there are some really bad apples who used these movements for their own personal gain. What am I talking about? Now, for the whole feministic movement, where women are fighting for equality with men, what I saw is that some, I'm not going to say all, but some women started to ask for more than equality. Now, what do I mean? Let me give you a story first. So, a few years ago, my friend was in a cafe and he'd done what he'd done. He's finished his drink. He was leaving the cafe. As he was leaving, he walked out of the door and he saw a girl walking in. And of course, she was on her phone the whole time. So he kept the door open for her. The girl then turned around and looked at him and says, excuse me, I can do that on my own. He then let the door go. Of course, the door then just smacked into her and she dropped her phone, and there was this whole ruckus about that after that. So he posted that situation online. Now, the disgusting thing that happened in the comments was that there was someone who came out and said that you should have held the door open and be a gentleman. Like, I was like, really? Really? He should have held the door open after that girl has told him, I can do it on my own, and like, you know, I don't need you. So that's one. Another thing that really affected me about this whole feminism movements that is happening right now, actually, is that a few years ago also, I saw a post, and there was a lot of debate on this post. And the post basically stated that women should be able to be allowed to wear whatever she wants in public, and men should not look at her. Now, I'm in full support if a woman can wear whatever she wants in public, and men should never ever come up to her and touch her in any way. That is what I think. Yes, that's correct. But for you telling a man that he cannot even look in your direction because of what you're wearing, and you're going to count that as harassment. All he did was look. So a lot of people were saying that, well, if you have the right to wear whatever you want to wear, because some of the women said, even if I come out naked, you shouldn't be staring. Well, if you have the right to wear whatever you want to wear, men have the right to look where they want to look, as long as there is a line they do not cross. Correct? And that leads us to the Me Too movement. Sexual harassment and violence against women still happen till today. And that is the importance of the Me Too movement. It still needs to be done. It still needs to be there because it needs to be a reminder to a lot of these really bad men and really creepy men that they are not allowed to do those things to women. But where is that line drawn? Can a man come up to a woman and says, "Hey, how are you?" Can they? Can a man go up to a woman and say and praise her? You are looking very beautiful today. Before I got married, when I saw a girl I liked, I would go says, "Hey, you're a very beautiful girl. You have a beautiful smile." You know, and I wouldn't be afraid of doing that because I No, the girl is not going to turn around and says, "Oh, that's sexual harassment. You cannot say this kind of things to me." But that's what's happening now. So what is this got to do with men not wanting to stop for a woman who is at the side of the road having car problems? Well, men are afraid, very afraid. The men are either very afraid to do things for a woman, especially random women, or they have already been kind of programmed where they are not really a man's man. You get what I mean? A man's man is someone who, like, between my wife and I understand there are certain things that I am terrible at. I've always told that to my wife. I'm terrible at this, I'm terrible at this, I'm not good at this. And in those things, I go to her for help. And she does amazingly in those parts that I'm bad at. But at the same time, my wife also knows there are certain things that I can do better than her. And she comes to me for help in those things. And some of those things are actually because she's a woman and I'm a man. And we have understood that as a man, this is what I need to do. This is what I have to do. This is what I can do. If at any point I need her help for these things, I go to her. And these are the things that she does. And she comes to me for help. I sweep the house, I mop the house, I cook. She sometimes goes and changes the light bulb, changes a few things in the house. She does that. It's because we both understand our roles and we both understand what are the limitations between the both of us. So that is the thing. Men have become less of a man's man, or men have become afraid. That's why. This was a very scary topic for me to talk about because I am actually very afraid of being cancelled, right? I'm just starting out on this YouTube channel. I have 15 subscribers. To be cancelled even before I start, that would have been a real talk of my life, isn't it? But I think it's important for people to know that we as a community, man, woman, or whatever you identify as, whatever it is, we need to come together as a community to work together to make things better and not find the divide between us because you are this, you are born like this, you are no, you are worse than me, you know, or I'm because I'm born like this, so I'm better than you. And all that does, it creates a divide between us. And that's why I thought it was important for me to talk about this. But trust me, I was actually fidgeting a lot, is because I am actually very nervous talking about this. So, what do you think? Do you support what I said? Or are you thinking I'm just a whole bunch of baloney here? Let me know in the comments. Comment baloney if you think I'm wrong. But also, let's talk about what we need to do. So, that's all for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more topics like this. And let me know what else I can talk about. Yeah, I'm a bit raw when I talk about all these kind of things. So let me know. And well, till the next time, take care. And hey, let's come together to make things better.